Hello to everybody. Hello to everybody at YouTube and everybody who's watching this video. I thought I would do a book review on Traditional Witchcraft, A Cornish Book of Ways by Gemma Gary. Now, I got this book when it was my birthday. Now, I'd been waiting for ages to read it. I mean, I just never really got round to ordering it. And of course, my partner was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, I was like, this book, along with another book that I'd been highly anticipating getting. So it was my birthday and I opened it up. Oh, what's that? It's signed. I was, wow, like, really just, by the author Gemma Gary, who is a highly reputable author in Cornish witchcraft. So I was really taken back by this. I was really flattered, really happy. I also got, as you saw on the altar update video, I got a lot of cool stuff. Just awesome. My birthday was like Witchmas. It was amazing. But yeah, so I was really pleased that it was signed anyway. So just going through the book, I think this book is absolutely awesome. I really do. And it is without a doubt one of the best books I have ever read on traditional witchcraft. This book is amazing as it focuses mainly on operative witchcraft more than ritualistic witchcraft. It does have elements there, of course, laying the compass, treading the mill, stuff like that, various other rites that they do, the troll feast. It does have that there, but there's a whole massive section on just folk magic, proper old school folk magic. It's awesome. It's really, really cool. I'll go through it a little bit. And the artwork is absolutely beautiful. Like, I'll just show you one of my most favourite pictures ever. I really love this picture. How amazing is that? It's beautiful. Right, okay, so the beginning, the introduction, it talks about the history of Cornish cunning folk. It has like various different accounts of others and the folk charms that they would have used, how they felt when they went there, what happened to them, what was given to them. It also talks about the notorious witch powder that was given to them. It talks about a lot of things, so it's really, and it's historic. It's accurate as well. It talks about old religious English folk magic charms, which of course would have been, and it talks about all the other stories of old cunning folk as well, old cunning men, Tammy Blight, Granny Boswell, all of those, and it's really cool, the introduction. Now then you get the another sort of introduction, well, not an introduction, but it's basically saying, about the modern traditional witchcraft movement and what that incorporates and what that uses and works with. It talks about, the sort of various techniques in which modern traditional witches use, in which this particular current of witchcraft in Cornwall use, the methods that they employ in order to get to various states, in order to, talk to various spirits, etc. It also talks a lot about the holy wells of Cornwall and about the stone circles or dancing stones. And also, what's good about this book is all the way through it gives little folk magic pointers. It's, and you'll read it and it'll be like, oh, by the way, such and such is good for this because of this. It's awesome. It's so cool. There's a section on the tools there, the tools that Cornish witches use, some Cornish witches use, and some of the tools, I mean, they have a lot of tools in Cornish witchcraft. Like, they employ a lot of tools, but they're all really cool, and you can see why their particular tradition works. You can really see why it works. I've tried some of the stuff out in there as well, and it does work. It really does work. And when I'd done it, it felt like really, really old. There's no other way I can explain it. It felt old because, of course, I was using the old folk charms, but it just felt really, really old and really intense and really epic, and it was really cool. It was like I was carrying on a tradition, just in a different format, but it was really good. They also give recipes for powders in there, incenses, oils in which they employ, in which they use. For instance, it talks about the witch powder. It talks about sort of various powders with planetary influences, and the pictures in this as well are stunning. Like, the pictures are beautiful. Yeah, it's just, I mean, this book is without doubt one of the best books I've ever read on traditional witchcraft, and I can't wait to get, it's just, yeah, it's really amazing. I cannot wait to get the other book that Gemma Gary has written, which is The Black Toad, and it's about a lot of folk charms, and it is all just operative witchcraft. And I think that's the thing, with me, like, I like operative witchcraft because that to me is what I see as witchcraft. I mean, ritualistic witchcraft has its place, obviously, the laying the compass and treading the mill, it does. However, in terms of more operative and more magical element, what I mean by magical element, the more sort of get things done element, to me, that is witchcraft. And I do focus mainly on operative witchcraft, and I think that's why I love this book, because it constantly gives pointers, advice for, different problems that people have. It's got planetary squares in it, it also has seals as well, some seals in there. It has, I'm trying to think, like old charms, like abracadabra, like, just it's awesome. And you can tell, like, I read one review and it said that Gemma Gary is I read one review about this book and it said that Gemma Gary, she doesn't just do a shift at TJ Hughes and comes home and then does spell work. No, she's a real witch, and that is what she does. That is her living. She is a witch, and you can really tell through this book, she really knows her stuff. You can tell she's a proper witch as well, and it's just really cool. It's really inspirational, actually. For me, this book to read was really inspirational, and it was actually like a breath of fresh air. And she also talks about some methods that they use. For instance, like sort of other things that they do, what they get up to. Like, you can tell, like, she kind of has she obviously has the cunning folk mind as well, because there's one section in there on warts, and it really made me laugh. And she was saying how with warts, this is how to get rid of them. This is another spell how you get rid of them. Or what you can do is do this and enchant loads of stones and put it in a nice pretty bag and then throw it into a busy street and then just walk off. So the next person to find them will get that person's waltz, which means more custom for you. Like, she's, and she said that's the naughty way, but you can tell it's how pillars and sort of charmers and white witches, if you will, and just witches would work. That it'd make a lot of sense to do that in order to gain more custom, in order to get more, customers, in order to get more clients. So yeah, it's just really inspirational. As I said, like, it talks about as well about all the, like, the fae folk as well in Cornwall, like pixies, knockers, spriggans, the bucker. It talks about that as well, and it goes into that. This is where they are, this is where the habitat is, so to speak, this is what they like, this is their behaviour patterns, problems, this is blah blah blah. It's just awesome. Like, for instance, How cool is that? That's awesome. She talks about the compass, and it's really interesting as well because the way in which they work with the compass, they work with them in terms of familiar spirits. So the east will be the red serpent, the south will be the white hare, the west will be the grey toad, and the north will be the black crow, and they go through, so of course things associated with the south will be healing and fecundity and fertility and fortune and stuff like that, and rich and the earth and, the summer aspects of things. So of course if you want to do healing spells, employ the familiar spirits of the south in order to work. It's just really good. It's just awesome. It's so cool. They talk about the different, like different methods of magic, like stroking stones, like candle and pin magic, cord magic, free vessel magic, go away boxes, wishing boxes, familiar spirits, like mandrake spirits. It just goes on and on and on and on, and that's what I really like about this book. It's so resourceful. Like, I'm glad I've got this book because I know with this book, if I need something as a reference, I can always look to this book, because honest to God, to my subscribers, I cannot recommend this book enough. It's amazing. It's so good. And it's just going to be so good as a reference as well. And I am definitely getting on her other book, Black Toad, which is basically a book of operative folk magic, which is something that I really enjoy. So yeah, I definitely recommend this book highly. What else? At the back as well, they talk about the fairy nights, which are like the Sabbats basically, and their names for them, and what the folk festivals happen in Cornwall as well around these. The modern folk festivals and what they used to do, and it's just really good. It's really, really cool, and it's really refreshing and uplifting. I cannot rate Gemma Gary enough as an author. You can get this book off Troy Books website. And definitely get it. Like, I can't recommend it enough. So yeah, this is my book review for Cornish Witchcraft, A Cornish Book of Ways by Gemma Gary. You guys really need to get this book. Like, I keep saying it, but it is without a doubt one of the best books I have ever read on traditional witchcraft. I can't fault this book. I've read it twice in a week. Like, I cannot put it down. It's awesome. So yeah, if you guys want to have a really good book, buy this. Seriously, it will blow your mind. It's awesome.